Hello guys, so I'm back in this spot once again and I have 150 Ethereum prison key. I'm going to open all of them. I'm going to use all the keys and I'll be back to you with results. So I'll be back. Also to note guys, this is extremely and painfully slow with a mage. If you have any other character, you can do it on like a druid, warrior, rogue, enhancement shaman. I don't know, anyone that is not a caster red paladin, especially not a mage, because first you can't slow this mob, so you can't gather all of them up and AoE them down. Second, you have no form of CC and they hit a lot and they will push back you a lot. And third, you will need to regen a lot of time. You will need food and water, but with a mage it's free, but you will lose a lot of downtime drinking and eating. Meanwhile, with a feral druid or a red paladin, especially with the feral druid, you will have a zero downtime. You will open a prison, kill the mob, loot it, and open another and start opening another one all in 10 seconds, while with a mage it's way slower. Okay, so I gave all the data that I got from Kiwi Farm and Auctionator, and I gave all this data to ChatGPT and he made this sheet for me. So total used key is 150, hostile prisoners 134, so it's 89% chance to have hostile prisoner and 10% to have a friendly prisoner, so it's basically 90%, 10%. And the Ethereum prison key tag is equal to the hostile prisoners. So for the raw gold, it's 11 gold, gray vendor, it's 10 gold. So total raw and vendor gold, it's 21 or maybe 22 if we round it up. Okay, for the blue materials, it's 32 gold. Here are the blue materials, not blue, white materials. Here are the white materials, 32 gold. Okay, for the green gear, 104 green item at 1k 17 gold. So you have 77.6% chance to get a green item from this. 21.6% to get a blue bind on pickup item. Even if previously I did, I think 60 keys and I got 2 bind on equipped. So here only one on 150 keys, I only got one, so it's 0.75. So the total of the item is 1k 630 gold. Also keep in mind, this is only the data collected from Auctionator and TSM, and it was calculated with Kiwi Farm, so don't come to me and tell me, oh, the green items doesn't cost like that or like this. It's just the data that I collected. If you want to remake your own sheet, you can, and you can change the amount or the price of the green item as you like. I don't mind, but that's the amount that I got. Also, I showed you, I can show you later on the video that I sold a lot of green item throughout all of TBC, and a lot of them are very expensive, even more than 30 gold a piece of green item. And also there are some items that sells for 4 gold or 5 gold, or you can just disenchant them as you like. If you want to gamble more, you can just disenchant them, but I like sending them to the auction house because I disenchanted hundreds and hundreds of items and I sold hundreds and hundreds of items. I did both, and I can tell you that selling them directly to the auction house is way more profitable. Anyway, it's up to you what to do. Personally, that's what I did, and I have previous video where I can show that selling them is more lucrative, and I also show you in this video when I open TSM later on the video that the green items sell very high. Anyway, so this is the total for the gear, the blue and green. For the blue BUE, it can go up to 48 gold and as little as 30 gold. So I just gave the data to the AI and it calculated the high end. I didn't ask him to do that, but whatever. Okay, so the total value is with total value of raw, gray, white and gear, it's 1685 gold and 28 silver. So the average gold per key, you get 11 gold per key. The average gold per hostile prisoner, it's 12 gold and 58 silver. Average green value is 9 gold. You can just take the sheet, you can just copy it, or I don't know, and just reduce this amount and reduce this amount. Okay, the large prismatic shard is 19 gold and 50 silver, as I can show you in the video later on. But the average is higher because this BOE blue is 48 gold. But you can just reduce it to 19.5, just the price of the large prismatic shard. And the break-even key price, which means as long as you buy the key lower than this price, it's profitable, and it's 11.24 gold. Personally, I bought some at 7 gold 77 or 7 gold 50. I bought some at 8 gold, and I bought some at 9 gold. I never buy above 9 gold. I never do that. And I also farm some of them at the ethereal spots. So the 150 that I got are from farms and from buying them directly on the auction hands. And especially I like to buy this key when the normal dungeon quest is the same as the heroic quests, because a lot of people will do this quest and they're going to dump all the keys. Also, a lot of people don't even do consortium reputation. They just directly sell the keys and they don't even care. So at night, when everyone already made their daily quests, you will see the price go down. But in the middle of the morning, you will find the price higher. So you can do multiple times a day where you can check the price of the key and just snipe them. Because in the same day, I found them at 10 gold and at the same time at 7 gold. In different hours of the day. So you can just snipe them. Either you can just snipe them and sell them at a higher price, or just snipe them and open them. Anyway, let's go for the reputation. Weirdly enough, I got a lot of Sporgar. Also, the Sporgar give 450 reputation, while the others give 500. So anyway, I got 5 Sporgars. So 31% of the 16% is Sporgar, and it gave me 2250. I didn't calculate my human passive of 10%. I calculated as any other race. So this is not included this is not including the 10% reputation. 4 times Keeper of Time, 2k, because one of this reputation give 500, only Sporgar give 450. Anyway, so 4 times Keeper of Time, 2k, twice Shatar 1k, twice Scenario Expedition 1k, once Lower City 500, once Consortium 500, and the total of ID tag is 134, and the total is 33k.5. Also, this is not including the 10% reputation. Anyway, let me show you the items and what I got, and I explain my opinion and everything, and you can just tell me in the comment what do you think about this. Okay, I'm back, guys. I'm in the bank right now and I'm going to show you everything I got. This is everything I got. The first line in the bank, I already had that, so I'm going to hide it with my character sheet. Okay, so I got I can actually show you in Kiwi Farm. It's more condensed in a single spot. So for vendor item, I got 10 gold. For gold cash, I got 11 gold. Okay, so vendor 10, gold cash 11. These are common material, Chenko basilisk, because there are a lot of basilisk. I also skinned the basilisk, so I had 6 crystal infused leather, 4 fell scales, 8 not hide leather. Anyway, these are not very valuable. 67 nether weave cloth. 1 water, 3 food, 2 health potion and 1 mana potion. And let's go for the green item. Okay, actually it's not 240 item because it calculated the prisoner ID tag. Also, when I was doing the kills, I died once and I lost 2 keys because I didn't kill the mobs. So I went back to Stormwind, I bought 2 more keys and I came back. So when you do 240 minus 134 minus 2, you get 104 green items. So I have 104 green items. I got 30 blue items. One of them is BOE. The 29 others are bind on pickup. Let me show you the BOE. I already previously sold 2, one at 46 and one at 31. It's very valuable. It sells very well also for the green item. So for the guys that will tell me that the green items won't sell and it's better to disenchant them, I'll tell you no, it's not true. It's wrong. It's true that some items it's better to disenchant them, but right now the disenchant value is 4770. For example, I just moved the mouse over this shoulder and I already sold one at 13 gold. And let me show you with my TSM how can okay, I can just filter the gear, but look, green item 38, 37, 25, 23, 22, 22, 21, 20. There are a lot of green items that go higher than 30 gold or 20 gold, so don't underestimate this green item because they sell very well. They won't sell instantly, like as soon as you put them in the auction house they sell. No, they will take some days or maybe at maximum 1 week to sell because there are a lot of them. But also in TSM you can see region average daily sold. This is the average daily sold of this item. So there are 10 of this warlord iron girdle to be sold in a day. This one is 5. This is a blue. This one is 11. For the green item, the TSM calculates the item called elementalist legging, but not of the sorcerer or of the prophet. It calculates all of them, so it's lower than that. But still, if the item is of the sorcerer, of the prophet, of the bandit, of the beast, of the tiger, those one sells very well. For example, this one of the gorilla, strength and intellect, it's not very popular. It won't sell very fast or at a good price. Maybe you can disenchant that one. Of the boar also, they don't sell very well. Of the invoker, they sell very well. Of the invoker, of the eagle, they sell very well, but especially in cloth, not in leather, but I can try. Of strength, they sell very well. Of the prophets, they're good. Invoker good. Bandits very good. Eagle for cloth, it's very good. Of healing, it's very good. 92 healing. Also, all these items are in level 70 items, so they're the best green items possible. For the weapons, of course, they sell very well. Anyway, also for elemental protection, they can go up to 30 gold, 20 gold. They're very expensive, but of course the average price is for warlord iron helm, not this specific fire protection, because this iron, for example, this warlord iron helm, it have multiple example of it: one fire protection, one frost protection, one of the beast, one of the tiger, etc. So there is all the possibility of the enchants on it, and the TSM calculate all of them together. But of course there are some who are way more expensive than some. For example, of the bandit or any elemental protection are way more expensive than boar or gorilla or falcon, because these one are very cheap. Maybe falcon, they're good for hunters, but they're not that expensive. Anyway, let's go for the blue item. Let me go to the auction house to show you that every blue item you can disenchant for large prismatic shards. So let me go and check the large prismatic shards. I just checked it 2 hours ago. It was 19 gold and 50 silver. Yeah, 19 gold, 54 silver. So for the 29 blue item, it's 29 times 19 gold and 50 silver. And for the BW, I'm going to sell it like that because it's way more expensive. I already sold 2 previously at more than 30 gold and one at 45, I think. I forgot. Anyway, let me hide the first line. Okay. Also, I got some gray item and white item. They don't matter like these. They don't matter, but I try to save everything. Okay, now for the Ethereum prisoner ID tag. So I got 134. Each one give 250 reputation with consortium. So it's 33k. I'm a human, so times 1.1 because the human have 10% reputation. It will exceed my bar by far because this is revered and I want exalted. So I'm going to turn in until exalted, then I'm gonna throw all of them. Okay, for the reputation, I got 5 times Porgar, 1 time lower city, 4 time keeper of time, 2 times shatter, 2 times scenario expedition, and 1 time consortium because I opened 150. And maybe you will ask the question, if you opened 150, why don't you have 150 Ethereum prison tag? It's because sometimes you won't have an enemy mob, but a friendly mob that will give you reputation that I already cited. So I got 16 friendly reputation and 134 enemy mobs. So this is the total. This is the total calculated at with Kiwi Farm through my last scan with the auctionator. How can I remove this? So the total gold I got is 1675, give or take, because sometimes the item is more expensive or less expensive. And of course, like I said, and in a lot of previous videos, I've shown that I sold a lot of green item. Don't underestimate this. That the green item, look at them. Look at how many green item I've sold over TBC, and all of those have you can have like this for gold, and you have even higher, 38, 37. Or if you want, for example, for the boar falcon, this item I'm going to disenchant them, and I am hoping for a good RNG to happen for me. But at first I'm going to try to put them in the auction house. For the blue item, I'm going to disenchant all of them. Also for the blue rings, you can have rings that give resistance. Let me put them all together. Okay, I finished sorting them. Let me show you that there are a lot of good resistance gear out of this, but they're soul bound. So either you disenchant them or you use them. For example, this one is good for nature resistance. It can be used with for druid tanks. This one is good for tank paladin. This one is good for warrior maybe. This one is good for healing. This one is very good for rogue or druid feral. This one is good for frost resistance. I might keep this ring for frost resistance if I want to farm Straton or Scholomance, because they hit with shadow and frost. So I might keep some shadow and frost resistance from here. This one is really good for healer. This one too. This one is good for tank paladin. This one is good for warrior, rogue, feral. This one is good for frost resistance gear. This one is good for healer and nature resistance gear. I don't know if it's used or no. This one is good for warrior. It's the same, I think, of the soldier. Okay, this one is good for paladin healer only because it's plates. This is the green item. I don't know what is it doing here. So I missed one blue item, I don't know where. Anyway, I'm going to ignore it. Okay, this one is good for any caster. This one is healer, druid, rogue, feral, hunter, warrior. This is good for caster, maybe boomy or elemental. This one is healer, frost resist. This one is attack power, fire resist. This one is shadow resistance and healing. This one is shadow resistance and spell damage, so I might also keep this. I keep two ring, one for frost, one for shadow. This one is offhand for healer. It's very good. Cloth critical strike. It's of the invoker. It's good for any caster. Fire resist and strength. It can also be good for feral or warrior tank, if needing fire resist. The speaker is good for arcane and strength. Arcane resist and strength is good for warrior, maybe druid, I don't know. This cape is good for arcane resistance and healing, and this one is BOE. I'm going to sell it directly on the auction house.